And who do we have this morning to greet us? Hello! Nice to meet you. My name's Carl. My dream is to open a cafe in this village. A cute little store with delicious cakes and tea. Hey, do you know about the festivals around here? There's the egg festival, but we can't do it unless enough eggs are collected in the collection box in the town square. It's a lot to ask due to the small number of people in town. We didn't have the egg festival again last year. That's why I brought eggs this year. There's a notice about the festival in the collection box in the town square, so you should go have a look and help out. And of course we're going to help. Yeah, alright then, let's meet at the egg festival. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Harvest Moon Magical Melody. This game has a tendency to have your neighbors come over to your house the first thing in the morning when you wake up for whatever reason, and they are always cheery and happy, so I guess that's a good way to wake up. I have played a couple of days since the last time I recorded a video. I'm now on the 7th day. Carl came by my house on the 4th, and just reminding you that a festival is coming up and to look at the town square when a festival is coming up so you know what to do. I already went over that in a video earlier, so I'm not really going to go too much into it this time, but I have done a couple of things since the last time I did a video. I went ahead and I planted some turnips. The one thing I love about crops in this game is that they are incredibly cheap. I think a bag of turnip seeds only costs 40 gold, and it will plant the 3x3 square that most traditional Harvest Moon games have, which is great, so I'm definitely going to make profit off of those. I'm not going to make you guys watch me water though, because that's like watching paint dry. If I go into my menu, I also have purchased an egg. I bought it for 120 gold from Blue Sky Ranch. I'm going to put this egg into the collection box in the town square so that we can take part in the egg festival tomorrow. It just has to be an egg. It doesn't matter what quality. It doesn't matter if you had it from an animal or if you bought it. It just has to be an egg. So this egg that I have will definitely do. And I'm going to go ahead and look on my stats. You'll see that I have also been collecting some lumber. I now have 23 pieces of lumber, and those are stored in my lumber shed, so hopefully I'll be able to build a barn or a chicken coop. My first goal is to get chickens, which shouldn't take too much longer. It doesn't take that many pieces of lumber, as I recall. And finally, you can see I have 5 notes, which is great. So now I can actually bring these notes to the harvest's spring, and I can play the first instrument, and I can work on getting her unpetrified. So the 5 notes that I've got are all very, very easy to get. The first one was the first step note for taking your first step. The second one is for using your shipping box for the first time. Very, very easy. And I kept my pedometer equipped and I got 10,000 steps. This only took me about 6 in-game days from spring day 2 until earlier on today in spring day 7. So I don't have to have my pedometer in my inventory anymore, which is great because it was taking up space. I got this note by not doing anything with my controller, which is easy for me when I'm preparing to record. So you just basically leave your character standing there for about 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes tops, I would say, and you'll get this note automatically. And then my 5th note was for cutting 20 trees or stumps, which is where all of my lumber came from. I have 23 pieces, so I've got an over 20 pieces of lumber, which is great. So with those 5 notes, I feel like I'm making great headway into getting all the notes that I hope to get. I've started to power up my watering can, and I've been hitting a couple of rocks here and there, and I'm also leveling up the hoe and the axe. So kind of just working on my tools gradually. Unfortunately, because my stamina is so incredibly low, I can't do a lot in a day without getting completely tuckered out. We also met Carl. Now, a lot of villagers will wander around before they actually move in, and Carl is one of those characters. He mentioned opening a cafe, which may or may not be foreshadowing, but he's not quote-unquote a villager yet. But he is here to visit. Hi. My goal in life is to build a cute cafe and have everyone eat my tasty cakes. Aw, well, I'm glad that you have a goal in mind. Another thing about Magical Melody that I forgot to mention is that you can only talk to a character once a day. Once you've talked to them and they've said their bit, they'll actually just say, "See you later," and they won't talk to you again. So it's kind of different from a lot of other Harvest Moon games, because most games you can keep talking to a character, you can get different sets of dialogue, but in this game they will actually only talk to you once. Another thing to mention is that you'll see Alex's name is in green. Well, I think doing things slowly at your own pace is good. There's no point in rushing things. I've given him a gift for the day. Coincidentally, I gave him a gift and then didn't talk to him. Really good manners on my part. But when a character has green writing over top of their faces instead of white writing, it means that you've given them a gift for the day. So if you were on a gift-giving extravaganza and you were just giving all of the gifts that you found in the village to people, and you lost track of who had a gift and who didn't, then that's a way to tell. Another way to tell is that each villager will only accept one gift a day, so you can't just load them up on gifts and keep stacking presents and getting their heart points up and things like that. But don't fear, because it is incredibly easy to get heart points up in this game. I think I got all of the girls on my file when I played as a boy up to 10 by the end of my first year. Maybe even sooner than that, because I was definitely married in my second year and on my way to having kids already. So I did mention that this game is a little bit shorter. It's like they take all the good parts of Harvest Moon, but they condense them into a really nice short length, which I love. You know, you don't spend 3 years courting somebody and then you have to wait another 2 years to have kids. That is one of my biggest pet peeves about the new Harvest Moon games, is there's usually a requirement, like a required year you have to wait to until you can get married, and then it takes 2 or 3 years to have kids, or it takes 2 or 3 years for your kids to fully develop, which just drives me absolutely bonkers. Luckily, you guys will most likely be able to see marriage and children long before I'm done the game, or so I hope. It's starting to get dark, and I was just doing a little bit of foraging in the forest. Gonna fill up my rucksack. I've also been making sure I've been shipping lots of herbs so that we can hopefully meet some new characters. I'm really excited for that. So I'm just shipping some stuff. I've managed to get a pretty good amount of money. Haven't really spent a lot of it yet. I bought some turnip seeds, but that was about it. And we will go and visit the Goddess Spring. I'm just looking for more stuff. I think that'll fill up my rucksack. There we go. And we will get the first musical instrument that we need for the symphony that the sprites have asked us to do. And look how happy they look. Congratulations! When you collect 5 notes, they become a musical instrument. Hooray! Dance, my 5 musical notes, dance! And somehow magically become a musical instrument, because that is how video game logic works. And the first one is a xylophone. And it has its cute little melody. Or a marimba. I guess a marimba and a xylophone are 2 different things, but immediately what came to my mind was a xylophone. So we have one of the musical instruments that we need. We still have a long way to go. And the sprites are going to go tell us to move our lazy asses and go get more notes. So hooray for that. I want you to collect more notes. See, I knew he was going to say that. As if I don't do enough for you people. Oh well. A lot of the notes are very self-explanatory. I'm going to try to showcase the ones that are more difficult to get, if I can. But how are you guys liking the game so far? I know when I said I was going to play Magical Melody, I got a lot of mixed review. A lot of people said they really liked Magical Melody, or they were really excited to see me play it. And then I've talked to people who just hate this game, and they just can't stand it. They think it's weird, like the character models are weird, and like the mechanics are funny and things like that, which I just don't understand. I think it's a lot of fun. My only pet peeve, or one of my only pet peeves with this game that I haven't shown off yet, is if you're carrying an item in your hands, it actually physically slows your character down, if you guys can see that. That's my running speed when I'm running with an item in my hand. And this is my running speed without an item, which is about 2 times faster. I don't know why that is. It's one of the only major tripes that I have with the game that really just drives me up the wall, but other than that, I think it's a fantastic game, and hopefully I can showcase that off a little bit more. I know it's a lot of boring introductory stuff, but now that my day is done and you guys have seen a little bit of the progress that I've been making, I am going to go to bed, and if we look on our calendar, the 8th is the Egg Festival, which goes pretty much all day, and we should be able to participate, seeing as how we have shipped an egg and put it into our little town shipping bin. So we're going to attend our first festival tomorrow, which I hope you guys are looking forward to. So thank you so very much for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you then.